All right, welcome. It is Nhdi from 1055 JYY. And I've got to tell you, it has been a very tough year. And for a lot of people, they've had to hit the reset button. They've had to start over. And I can't think of a better place to start over than NHTI. And there's something very special going on there. It's their express admissions. And joining me right now, two of my good friends from NHTI, Amber and Corey. How are you guys today?
Hi, Nhdi. I'm so glad to be here. Thank you so much for having us on.
Very excited, Nhdi. Thank you for bringing us today.
So this is great. NHTI, they have their express admissions going on. And as I mentioned a moment ago, there really has never been a better time to start fresh. I mean, yes, we've all kind of had to take the reset button over the past year, but this is great because NHTI offers programs not just to students fresh out of high school, but for all ages. And I'll tell you this, my mother-in-law actually went back to NHTI and got her degree when she was 52 years old.
That's
She did.
wonderful.
Awesome. Yes, she did.
We love to hear things like that. Thank you so much. Yeah, we've got wonderful programs for through our business training center, which is will upskill you for business. If you don't necessarily want to change your careers, we've got classes for that to give you a little bit more in Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Word, mindful communications, things like that. And then we also have all of our programs and certificates that Corey can speak of that are perfect if you want to change your career, if you want to start fresh.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the thing about NHTI that's so wonderful is the variety and the amount of different kinds of programming that we have. We have over 90 programs, and it's always constantly growing, even with things like micro credentials or certificate programs. We have come from a school back in 1965 that had 3 programs. That was it.
Oh boy.
It's all we had in one building. And we have come from that, 54-ish years later to a school that has, I mean, so many different kinds of allied health majors and different majors that cater to engineering and I mean, really anything you could think of. So that's the wonderful thing about NHTI.
And let me just say this too. NHTI really is on the cutting edge of technology. They're always bringing you the latest and the greatest. I mean, this segment that we're doing right now, for example, I mean, this is the latest technology, especially how we're doing the express admissions. And people watching this right now are literally at home doing their thing, and they're going to learn so many different things during this segment on how you can set your academic plan today from home while you're in your bathrobe. And I don't really want to think about all that. I don't want any pictures. But one thing that I know is for sure, I know a lot of people who've graduated and gone through NHTI, and you really can start there and go anywhere. But it's okay if you don't know what you want to do. NHTI is the place.
Yeah, we've got programs that are purpose built so that if you don't know what you want to do, you can explore what you want to do. Our general studies program, our liberal arts program are made for students that might not know exactly what they want to do, but they know that they want to do something. And with our, we have the lowest per credit tuition in the state. You can afford to come to NHTI and try things out that maybe you're not 100% sure that you're going to like it, or you really think you're going to like this, but you end up not liking it as much as you want. It's okay to not know what you want to do. That uncertainty is something that we encourage. Explore your options while you're here.
I've seen students start in something like business administration and then become a game programmer. And that's the thing, that you never know where the path is going to lead you. Our advisors that are part of our advising center and our academic center for excellence are there to kind of walk you through every step. They know there's going to be hitches in the plan. They know that there's going to be things that change your mind about what you want to do with your career, or even just what you want to do with your next semester. And they're going to be there to kind of talk about exactly how you can kind of, work through that and find the major that works for you. And the transferability to other universities is phenomenal, especially in New Hampshire.
Correct. Now, before we go any further, we have somebody very special, very important to NHTI that would like to say a quick hello to everybody.
Hello, everyone. My name is Gretchen Mullin-Savitsky. I'm the president here at NHTI Concords Community College, and I want to welcome you to the Express Admissions. So glad that you are joining us today, and I know that you're going to be learning so many different things, and I want to just say you made the right choice. NHTI really does have something for everybody. If you're looking into going into a career, we have that for you. If you're looking for taking classes to transfer to one of our four-year partners, we have that as well for you. So there's something for everybody here at NHTI. We also want you to know that your success is really our goal. We are here to do what we can to support you to make sure that you are successful in your educational paths. So what do we have? We have a wonderful, caring faculty who are excited about teaching you and meeting you. We have support services that you can take on site or online, tutoring, advising, library services, accommodation services. All these services are here to support your success. We also have fun at NHTI. There's a number of clubs that you can join. You can hop online and check to see what we have. You can sign up. You can see when they meet. We also have honor societies, Phi Theta Kappa, so you can be engaged with colleagues, your students, your peers in different academic ventures and different initiatives. And of course, there's the beautiful 225-acre campus that we sit on. We have disc golf here. We have sand volleyball. You can explore nature. We have places that you can hike and walk to. So there's so much that's going on here at NHTI. So as we come out of this pandemic, I really, truly hope that you will explore, you will engage, and you will emerge stronger. Welcome to NHTI.
Well said. Well said. That's a
Yes.
true leader right there. Now, Corey, I know there are people watching and they're thinking, oh, wow, this sounds amazing. But how am I going to afford it? How am I going to be able to pay for my experience and my time at NHTI?
Well, something that is amazing is that we, of course, just froze our tuition again, and we have been able to do that for many years now. We have one of the most affordable colleges, I mean, in the entire state, in the sense that we have not only low tuition rates, we have financing. So our financial aid department is amazing. I'm not part of that myself. I am part of the admissions office, but just to kind of talk briefly on how that works, if you go onto our website or to the FAFSA website, which is the free application for financial student aid or federal student aid, you are able to go through the FAFSA process, and that would be under like the financial aid, or if you go to, I believe it's services.
No,
actually, it'd be under admissions.
It's under admissions.
Yes, that's right. Under admissions, you'll see.
And then tuition and costs.
Yes.
And then financial aid.
And those are, some instructions on how you can make your ID, how you can get your FAFSA started. And then once you go through that process, what's required is you do need to be applied to the school. You can do the FAFSA whenever you want, but in order for us to process the FAFSA, you have to be an enrolled student. So it's a pretty easy process in that sense that, if you're hoping to eventually get in and get financial aid, then all you have to do is just make sure that you have been accepted to a program. And a lot of our programs are auto accept, which is really cool, which means that if you apply to that program, something like liberal arts or general studies, you are in. You get an email that day that says you've been accepted to NHTI. So that helps a lot. And really, because some of these majors are foundational, they help you get into the programs that we need. And I know that, one of our counselors will be talking about that. But so once that happens, then financial aid will send you an email saying, hey, welcome. Here's what we're going to give you. Do you want this? Do you not want this? Can we negotiate, that type of thing? And then you can go from there, which is really amazing. And you can use your financial aid to help finance books, your classes, a lot of different services that are part of the campus.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then also, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
No, and then I was going to say on that on the website, if you we can scroll down from the financial aid office, I believe it's under admissions and tuition and cost, and we have scholarships and grants that are fantastic. We actually have some scholarships that are one application, and you're applied to all of the different scholarships, and all of the information is on there. So. Wow. Really, it's getting financial aid through NHTI and paying for your college tuition at NHTI couldn't be easier. And we have so many different opportunities for students. Yeah, it really is. It's fantastic.
Look at this list goes on and on and on and on and on.
It really does. We're here to help the students.
Wow. That's really, really amazing. this is great. You guys make it just so easy. It's all literally at the touch of a button. And I think that's really appealing, especially to this generation where we do most of our decisions with our mobile device now. You know what I mean? Our laptop. That's where we make our decisions. And if you make it all at your fingertips, it's going to make it so much easier. I want to move along here. I'd like to bring in our next guest. He is our student ambassador. Everybody say hello to Noah. Noah, how are you?
Fantastic, Nhdi. How are you?
Noah, I love the hair. I want to start off by saying I love the hair. That's an amazing look. So let me ask you this, Noah. What do you love the most about NHTI? And I know that's a difficult question because there's a lot to love about NHTI, but what is your favorite thing about NHTI?
Well, Nhdi, you're putting a heavy one on me early in the morning. That being said, I think I have a good answer. I would say overall, thus far, my favorite thing about NHTI is the sense of community.
Yes.
And that goes among the student body as well as the staff.
That's amazing. All right, so share with us your story, if you could, Noah, about how you came to NHTI and your experiences there.
Absolutely. Well, it's a bit of a non-standard path, but I ended up finishing high school about 5 years ago here up in New England region. I was in Vermont, and I wasn't sure what to do. So rather than jumping right into college, I ended up pursuing culinary, and I ended up moving out west as well. So I was living in Phoenix, and I was a sous chef for several years. And then starting in 2020, that is, I decided it was time to start school again. So I went for one semester in Phoenix, and that was, like I said, in 2020, which was right at the head of this last year, where everything sort of,
Stop.
And yeah, it was a bit of a strange year.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was my first experience. And I ended up moving back east, sort of in the midst of all of that, sort of reset, recalibrate in my home grounds where I'm a little more familiar. And my search ended up taking me to radiation therapy. And I started looking at schools that offered radiation therapy programs, and there's not as many as you would think. But my search led me to NHTI, and I ended up checking it out and doing my due diligence. And now I live here. I'm on campus. I'm a resident. I take classes here. I'm working in admissions. I'm beginning my fun journey as an RA in the residence halls coming this fall. So I've dove in head first. I think it's safe to say that I wouldn't have done that if this school didn't speak to me in some way.
Yeah. That's a common story, Amber. I hear that a lot. People just kind of completely do a 360 on what their major is and what their focus is, and they kind of find themselves at NHTI.
It is. And that's, that's a credit to our programs, and it's a credit to our staff and to our community that we're open and willing to let you have fun, willing to let you explore, willing to let you, play around a little bit, decide what it is that you're interested in, and how, you go, Noah, going from a culinary background to radiation therapy. I mean, you can't really go in a different direction than that. And for you to, feel comfortable to explore those things is just, it's wonderful.
It really is.
Absolutely.
And now, Noah, one final thought from you. Anybody watching this right now that they're thinking about maybe changing their focus, changing their major, what good advice would you give to them?
Well, Nhdi, if you'll allow me to be frank, to the people who may be thinking about making a switch or pursuing something new or changing your direction in life, just do it. You're not getting any younger, and the quicker you do it, the quicker you might find yourself doing something you love.
Yep, and he feels like he's home. Noah, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
That was really good. All right, let's bring in our next guest. Oh, it's Miss Deneen. How are you today, Deneen?
Doing great. Thank you so much. Great to see you.
She is the admissions counselor. Now, explain some of the programs and highlights for students at NHTI, if you could.
Sure. So at NHTI, we have really a wide variety of different programs. And I think a lot of people, they hear the title, they hear Technical Institute. That's how we started, was New Hampshire Technical Institute back in 1965. And they're like, oh, it's all technical programs, but it's really a wide range of things that we have. And we started as an engineering college, so we still have mechanical and electronic engineering and computer engineering, but it's broadened out to, again, the different kinds of jobs and careers that folks are looking for now. So there are things in robotics and manufacturing. There are programs in law enforcement and criminal justice. There's programs in business that will prepare folks to maybe run their own small business. But it goes on beyond that. There's sustainable agriculture, environmental sciences. It really is a wonderful mix of different things we have. And we have associate degrees, which are programs that a student could complete over the course of 2 years if they were a full-time student. We have certificate programs, which are kind of more like a quick shot, maybe a semester or two, where they can really just focus in on that particular topic. So if they just want to focus on maybe accounting, they can get an accounting basic certificate, get a foot in the door in that particular career path. They're able to do that. So it really is something where there tends to be something for everyone to get started. Kind of our larger programs I mentioned before are things like, business, criminal justice, nursing. Our healthcare programs are very much in demand fields. And the programs are really set up so that there's some sort of practicum, some sort of internship opportunity. There's a lot of real world connections that happen, which I think is really great for the students. So yeah, you're going to get the theoretical concepts and, the book learning parts of it, but you're also going to get that opportunity to explore what it really means to apply these things in a career in the real world, kind of moving forward.
And there's so much, and I'm just browsing through the website.
Absolutely.
You have it categorized so nice, so easy to look at. I mean, you've got hospitality, STEM, which that's huge. That's what my son's learning now in school. It's the wave of the future. It's so very important, and you have it all broken down with wonderful explanations. So I know one of your biggest programs, the nursing program.
Yes, absolutely.
You click on it, and it takes you right in, and you've got some wonderful information there, and everything. Once again, I mean, literally, you can do this in your living room on your couch from your tablet.
Absolutely. And we have a lot of flexibility. Once a student is actually enrolled in courses as well. So many of our programs, we're excited to have students back on campus and again, be really hands-on. But we also have programs that are available 100% online. So kind of looking at that flexibility for students. Some students may be kind of technologied out. They may not necessarily want an online class, and that's fine. We have both. We have a lot of those options. So a student could pick up a class or two online as well as in person. Or again, there's certain programs that are available 100% online. We've even invested in what are called high flex classrooms, which give students the opportunity where they can be enrolled in a class and either physically be there in person, they can be watching remotely, or they can watch kind of the playback of the class and catch up at a later point. So it just gives a lot more flexibility and a lot more options for students, again, that are juggling a lot of things, because it is really not only a mix of programs, but a mix of students.
Right. I mean, and that's great that you offer that, because like you said, some students are working, some students have day jobs, and they're supporting a family, or they're starting to work in the career that they want to go into. And that's wonderful that you offer that system where they can take classes, they can watch back a lecture, they can watch back a couple things. I know myself personally, I don't learn well from video. I need to be in a classroom, and I need to be able to raise my hand and ask an instructor a question. And you offer that too. So you
absolutely. And again, we're kind of returning to those pre-pandemic kind of schedules where, again, there's so much availability, not only on campus, but days and evenings. So again, knowing that there are a lot of working adults who are returning for a second career, or again, students that are maybe a year or two out of high school, kind of like Noah, was working and kind of making a change. Maybe they're able to start on a part-time basis. Maybe they're able to take certain programs, completely during the evening. So again, there's a lot of that flexibility, because again, we're here to service the students. We try to provide those opportunities for students to be able to return to school, to earn those credentials, to get out there and start working.
Yeah, and the speed is really important too. The speed with which they can do it. I mean, we offer our typical associate degree programs will get you out in the workforce in 2 years. Our certificates will get you out there faster than that. We offer the 16-week courses, but we also offer 8-week courses, half semesters, so that, they're a little bit more intense, but they will get you to where you're going faster than where you want to go. So, why would you, sit in a 4-year college for all that time when you could come to NHTI for 2 years and be ready to go?
Yep. That's true.
And I was going to add, just kind of on that point, we know that a lot of students that come to NHTI are ultimately looking to go to a 4-year college, and we have pathways and options for them as well. So, thinking about, saving money on the front end, taking a year, maybe we talked a little bit about, students maybe being undecided and not sure what they want to do. Well, isn't this a great opportunity to save some money, explore some options here at NHTI, but know that there are transfer pathways and articulations that make it very easy to take all those credits towards a 4-year program.
And when Deneen says, when Deneen says saving money, it's not like a couple $100. It's tens of thousands of dollars.
Let me speak to that. Let me speak to that for firsthand experience, because that is exactly how I did my college education. I started at a community school. I started at a community college. And then I got all of my core classes out of the way. And then I was able to transfer into a broadcasting school. I have no student debt. I have never had to have a student loan. I paid per credit. My classes transferred in, and it made all the difference. It was literally a gift that I got that helped me on my way. And that is exactly what you're offering right here at NHTI, the same thing. You'll be able to launch your career, your future, without being seriously in debt, which is a big problem these days.
Absolutely is. And that's a conversation that I'm often having with students is like, if you have the option to, again, invest in your future, invest in your, career opportunities, but leave without, this student debt burden. You think about some of these payments. I went to school and I have a lot of student debt, and, it's like, it's equivalent to a car payment. It's equivalent for some people to a mortgage payment.
A house payment. Yeah.
And if you can keep that cost down, even if it's the first year, the second year of your education, even if the goal is a bachelor's or beyond, think about what that is long term. You know what I mean? And able to keep the cost down, potentially be able to get out there, be able to afford that nice car when you graduate, because again, you're not overwhelmed with that student debt. So that's huge.
We could speak about this forever, guys. Yes. I mean, this is Deneen is a wealth of knowledge on the subject, and for those that are just tuning in right now, this is the NHTI Express Admissions, and we have a bunch of experts. We have people who are working at NHTI that are checking in and telling you how easy it is to get in. Deneen, thank you so very much for being here today.
Absolutely, thank you so much.
I cut her off. Sorry, Deneen. You have a good day too, Deneen. All right, we're going to get back to Corey. Now, Corey, let's talk about admissions, okay? What do you need to get admitted? The technical things do you need to get admitted to NHTI?
Absolutely, yeah. And actually what I can do too is kind of bring this back to our original point that express admissions is something that's happening today, and it is a very common thing for us to do. We do this whenever we get close to the beginning of a semester. The fall is coming up soon. We're going to be starting at the end of August, so we have an express admissions event today, next week, and one in August as well, where we are admitting students right away. So something I kind of wanted to mention is if we actually go to the admissions page here, we have a very simple, very easy process, and it's free. Everybody loves to hear that. I know that.
That's my favorite price. That is my favorite.
That's everybody's favorite price. So when it comes to the application, it's very simple, very easy, and very intuitive. If you actually take a peek at that apply now for the $0 application fee over on the right-hand side, if you click that, that's going to take you to our application. Now, the cool thing is the application is universal. It works for the variety of community colleges that are in the state. But each one of those applications kind of has the same exact process, different majors, of course, depending on the school. Once you get into and create a login, you're going to be walked through the process. It's going to ask you several different questions, what you want to do, how you want to get about it, and what kind of college experience you have, what high school, all of that stuff. And once you have actually done that, at the very end of the process, it's going to just let you know that, hey, either you got admitted right away, immediately. And again, we have auto accept programs. And that's a very cool concept, because that means that if you're looking at doing something like liberal arts, you're not sure what you want to do, you want to do business administration, something like that, you just go into this application, you finish the application, you are a college student right there and then.
Wow.
If you go
Wow.
back to admissions, Nhdi, we have listings to show you exactly how to do it. Just choose your enrollment pathway right in that yellow button on the bottom right.
Mhm.
Nope, right under where it says, right there. It takes you through who you are and what you need to do. So if you're a new student, if you're a transfer student, if you're a readmission student, I don't know what I am, this will take you through it exactly and list out all the steps that you need to do. So we really couldn't make it easier.
Wow.
And for most of it, to be honest, it's pretty much as simple as getting us your high school transcript. You could also send us your GED, your high set. You could send us your college transcripts. Usually a high school is kind of like your ticket in for a lot of majors. And then once we look at the college, we can do transfer credit evaluations and take a look at what's going to transfer over from the school you went to. Also, I wanted to mention under our events tab, which if you go to the admissions tab on the top there, and you go, I believe it's under, so if you just hover over the admissions on the top there, and you'll see admissions events. We have a lot of different ways you can interact with the school. And Express Admissions is absolutely one of the best ways you can get started. But we also do have virtual open houses, as you can see.
That's really cool.
We do have in-person tours, and we actually just started those again. And if you are coming for a tour, if you caught Noah earlier today, Noah's going to be your tour guide. He is a fantastic tour guide. We also have a couple of different events to kind of walk you through our allied health program process. I myself do the radiologic technology program. So if you want to learn more about that, you can sign up for a RadTech info session and come sit down with me virtually, and we will talk for an hour about everything that you need to do to become a competitive person for that program.
Wow. That's really cool.
Yep. And on each page, we have a chat box that's loading on the example that we have right now. But we do have chat boxes so that you can immediately talk with someone. It's not always, just sending out an email and waiting to hear back for a couple of days. This is an instantaneous, you'll be instantly connected with someone who you can talk to and get your questions answered immediately.
That's really cool. I mean, there's just so many great things on this website. It's amazing. It really, really is. There's so many cool things. Excellent. Well, Corey, listen, thank you very much.
No problem.
For coming back and talking more about that. We'll talk again soon. And I cut him. I always cut him off at the wrong time.
You gotta wait like a second or two more.
I have no patience. Just ask my wife. All right. Let's chat now with Miss Professor Melanie Martell. How are you today, Melanie? Uh-oh.
I can't hear.
Is your mic on mute? Are you on mute? Nope, we can't hear her. I think her mic might not be working. Well, tell you what, Melanie, we'll figure it out. We'll come back to you because we do have Melanie's video. So just in case that's not working. So let's go on to Miss Caitlin Moody. Where is Caitlin? There she is. How are you, Caitlin? Your mic's on mute.
She is 100% on mute.
She's on mute.
Okay, I'm on mute. I'm here.
There she is. Caitlin is there. So Caitlin, if you could please, you are the director of student life. Talk a little bit about some of the events coming up, because I've got to tell you, as somebody who's DJ'd many times at NHTI and I've done different Halloween parties, you guys always have something going on at NHTI, and it's always a lot of fun. So talk a little bit about what's coming up this fall.
Yeah, so we're really excited to welcome students back. Obviously, with the pandemic, we had to move our programming in a virtual format. So this will be a year with a fresh start. So it'll start off with our Welcome Back Week, which will be we're doing like ice cream social, bingo with big prizes. We're going to do coffee days where students can just stop by our student center and get coffee and learn more about the events we have. We have a campus-wide barbecue on September 14th, which is a pretty big event. It's also the day of our convocation. So students love to come to that. We have all our clubs and organizations out on the quad, and students can walk around and learn about all the different clubs. And then, of course, eat hamburgers, hot dogs, yeah, exactly. So it's always fun. Then we have some games going on. We have a Spirit Week coming up. We'll be doing hopefully our Halloween dance, because that's always a big hit. We're looking to do a poetry slam. Word on the street is that we may be doing a yoga class with the Pope Memorial SPCA.
Yoga with dogs and yoga with some of the pets that need to be adopted.
There may be bunnies and kittens, but I can neither confirm nor deny at this moment.
Way to leave us hanging.
That is fun. But now we got to keep checking the Facebook and the website for updates on that one. Yeah. Yep, that's very, very smart, Caitlin. And one of the things that I really love about NHTI, which for years I've done events there, it is your sense of community. You really make student life feel like their family, and I think it's with all of these events and all the different things that are going on. So it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, we have over 25 clubs and organizations that students can get involved with. Things like major specific clubs, nursing, dental, engineering. They have clubs that students who are already in those programs can be involved with. But we also have clubs like our Student Senate or our Campus Literary Magazine, the Campus Activities Board, the Honor Society. So there are so many other clubs to get involved with. If you have the website up on the main page, you can go under Campus Life and then click under, it should be student. Yeah. You may be able to find, is it
upcoming events?
No, there's a list of clubs and organizations. You can go to Campus Life and then it's Student Life.
Student Life right there.
Yeah.
Organizations, yep.
And then if you scroll down, so there's a list of all our clubs. And then if you keep going to the bottom, if there's something that you're interested in that we don't have, you can actually fill out a form that will come to me. Yeah. And we can chat about getting that on campus. And there's been a variety of ideas that students have had that have stuck that I'm like, oh, I didn't even know those existed. We also keep a list of clubs that have happened in the past, but maybe a student graduated or the advisor retired or is no longer working here. So sometimes students are like, oh, I really want to, bring that club back. So we kind of list those too, just so students are aware.
How about the Gamers Club? That sounds fun.
That's a very popular one. So I'm hoping they'll bring that back.
That is a lot of fun. Oh, these are all great. Yeah. Like I said, always some really, really wonderful things going on. Caitlin, thank you very much. I'm going to wait for Caitlin to say goodbye this time.
Goodbye, Nhdi, and everyone else. It was great talking with you.
There we go. All right. Now let's bring Professor Melanie Martell back. Melanie, hello.
Hello. Can you hear me now?
Yay! We can hear her.
Yay! It's always a technical. It's nice to see everyone. Nice to hear you all.
Oh, listen, it's nice to see you. It's nice to hear you. I'm glad that you're here with us right now, Melanie.
Thank you.
So you are an academic advisor. What can you add to our Express admissions today?
I guess what I'd like to make sure I mention is that when you have somebody like Noah making a big leap from culinary to radiation therapy, it's very anxiety producing, and there needs to be a person, right? For all the technology we have, for as much as you can do at home, you need that person to help you build the bridge from where you are to where you want to go. And our faculty do that. And also our academic advisors here will sit down with you and just sort of lay out your options for how you're taking your class, lay out your pathway for what you need to get from point A to point B. And we have a really welcoming team of people that understand that it's sort of nerve-wracking. People think, can my old classes work? Can I even do this if I'm working full-time? I think you need to really sit down, and we customize each person's pathway. Each person comes in, whether you're a traditional student or a returning adult, somebody making a big career change, or even sometimes people just have no idea. They just like to bounce some ideas off a person. That's what our academic advisors do. And we're really good at it. So people feel very intimidated and very nervous. After they talk with us for a few minutes, they say, oh, this is so much better than I thought. Thank you.
So you guys are therapists as well. Basically, you're easing the anxiety and you're helping us focus and be more mindful, right?
Yes, I wouldn't advertise myself in that way, although that is my degree, as it turns out. But your experience with, I think people are worried that it's a big, giant four-year university with ivy-colored walls, and they won't be able to get what they need without jumping through hoops. And it really, once you see faces and talk with people, you realize, this isn't so bad. Maybe I want to do an online class so I can work in the day, and I think that really a lot of people are very grateful once they meet our people. And that's sort of what the Academic Advising Center does.
Yeah.
They make it accessible, and they make it, people feel more comfortable if, they're a little nervous about something. Our academic advisors are experts in their field.
Yep. And they do it with a smile, just like Melanie's big smile right here. They do it with a smile.
I'm just so glad to be able to hear you and you hear me.
Well, listen, this is, you know what? I think one thing that has happened to each and every one of us over the last year is we've grown technologically. And even this program we're using right now for our express admissions, this is something that a few years ago, I would have been like, oh no, I don't want to do video interviews. I don't want to do that was scary to me. But we've all grown. And what I love about this, NHTI has grown too, because you guys, not only are you doing the express admissions virtually, but you're doing it in person. And that's just so very important. You're growing with the community. And I think that's really what it's all about.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think a lot of students are zoomed out to a certain extent. On the other hand, when you can Zoom with your advisor on your lunch hour when you're working at a hospital, and you can say, can I plan things out? Can I have this question about my class? And you don't have to come to campus. You can see my face and talk with me when you have a break. Or I talk with a lot of people who are sitting in their car on their lunch break and just want to plan things out when it's convenient for them without getting a sitter, without driving to campus.
Right.
So the advising by Zoom has turned out to be a huge benefit to students.
Yep.
So
it's another thing. Excellent, Melanie. Thank you so very much.
Thanks for having me on.
I'm glad we got your microphone working, because we definitely needed to hear that.
Yes, thanks, Nazi. Nice to talk with you.
All right, take care, Melanie. All right, and we've got one more. So we've got to talk with Miss Christine now. There's Christine. How are you, Christine?
Hi, everybody. Thank you for having me today.
Now, Christine, you are at the bursar's office, and you're in charge of the money. You're in charge of the billing and the payments. Tell us a little bit about what you do.
Well, at the bursar's office, we have an amazing team of tuition bill extraordinaires. We are all so passionate about helping students understand that you don't have to have financial barriers keep you from your dreams. There's financial aid, there's scholarships, there's payment plans. And sometimes we really get really creative with students to come up with solutions to make sure that finance is not a barrier to keep them from what they want. Whether they're students that wanted to get their feet wet with one class and take one class, or, full-time course load, or anywhere in between, we're there to help them access, different resources internally, and point them to external resources as well, to help them take care of their tuition, and also, understanding their tuition and charges and even pricing. Students that may not be sure about, nursing, that sounds expensive, or I can't get financial aid for one class. They can call us and we can help price out program, come up with a custom estimate based on their academic plan or what they think they may want to do. Maybe they want to price out a couple different programs. We're here to help with that. They can access, we're so accessible, just like Melanie was mentioning, Zoom, live chat, phone. If you want to stop in now too, our doors are open. Come in and see our smiling faces.
Now, at your website, the chat with us is available. Talk a little bit about that and how that works. So, because like I said, a lot of people they're doing their research at home in their bathrobes on their tablets. So talk a little bit about what this is right here.
Yes, absolutely. So the chat is great. So maybe you just want to have a quick conversation. So, email, sometimes it may be a little bit time in the reciprocation and the correspondence, but you just want to say, hey, how much is my bill, or how much for this program, or are you the right department to contact to see if my financial aid is in place, or different things. You can just go right on the live chat and ask your question, and then somebody will be right there to assist you.
That's amazing.
There's a real person on the other end that will really answer your question.
Yes.
That's amazing. And the number's right here too. The bursar's office, 230-4012. You can set up an appointment. It even says your hours. It's super easy. You guys make this super, super easy for every department.
Yeah, sometimes, the billing part can be daunting, before, and students aren't sure, like, if they're going to be able to pay or how to pay or understanding the bill. And I just want everyone to know that we definitely are there to work closely with students, step by step from beginning to end.
That's perfect. Excellent. I'm going to bring this down. Christine, thank you very much. It was great chatting with you. Now, I'm going to bring everybody back in here really quick. Okay, we're going to make sure everybody's paying attention. We're going to bring everybody back in. Okay, and one at a time. And we've already heard this from Noah, so we know. I want you to tell me, and we're going to start with Amber. What is your favorite thing about being part of the NHTI family? So we'll start with you, Amber. What is your absolute favorite thing?
I love the people that I work with within our departments. Our staff is so friendly. Our faculty is so accessible. I love our campus. I just sometimes just walk out and just do a little stroll around. It's so nice to feel as though NHTI is kind of in its own little area. It's not in the middle of a city. It's not in the middle of the country. It really is just kind of its own little community. And I love that. I love that I can walk between buildings and, converse with people. And that's my favorite part.
And it's really easy to get to too. I want to mention that it's right off the highway. I mean, it really does feel like you're on your own little place, but it's super easy right off 93 and 393.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's super, super easy to get to. Christine, favorite thing about NHTI, the family?
It is hard to choose just one, but one of the things I love is the diversity at NHTI. We have a wide variety of students coming right out of high school. And like you mentioned, your mom that came back in her 50s and got her degree. And there's such a diversity of cultures and ages and walks of life that it really makes a beautiful melting pot of community, which I think really just enriches the learning environment, the social environment, and so much.
Excellent. Corey, favorite thing about NHTI?
I would say, NHTI has been with me from a student perspective because I am an alumni of NHTI. I went there in 2009, graduated in 2011. And it has kind of taken me personally from a personal and professional and academic growth to a career growth that has been, truly amazing. NHTI is a home. So that's something that I always am telling our students is that this isn't just a place that you're going to quickly get your degree and move on. If you want it to be, NHTI can be a proving ground. It can be a stepping stone. It can be a community. It can be anything that you need it to be, because that's what makes it so special. It's small enough that you get to know everybody. Me and Caitlin, who I know will be talking soon, we graduated together. And now here we are. And we're leaders in our particular field and at this school, and we wanted to stay there because we knew that there's something special about NHTI.
Amen. Deneen, best thing about the NHTI family?
Can I just say ditto? For everything that everybody said. And, really, I know for myself, I came here, having like a summer job right out of school. And then I just kind of fell in love with, again, the community, the people here. Working with the students, I never thought I'd be, in a position like admissions, but I love working with, as Christine said, the variety of people that are coming through here, and helping them really achieve their goals. That's really what we're here for, is to help them, further their dreams of different careers in higher education. So it's just a wonderful place.
Amen. Caitlin.
So like Corey said, we're both alumni, and we never really left. We went on to get our bachelor's degree and master's degree, but this is our home. And I also love the variety of programs we offer, and all the events we have. We have residence halls, we have national championship winning athletics teams. We offer it all for an affordable price, and I think a lot of people may not be aware of that within the that we're a community college, but we offer it all. So
you do. Now, Caitlin, were you and Corey? Were you there when my wife was there? Did you? I think you guys.
I know about Jenna. I think she was there the first year, maybe.
Yeah. So neither one of you ever went on an ASB trip with her because she went to Texas.
I know about the baby. No. I know she had the baby. I know the story.
I'm sure my wife's story is legendary at NHTI.
Yes.
I'm sure I crossed paths with her at some point.
I'm sure. That's another video podcast altogether. Melanie, favorite thing about NHTI?
Well, I'm going to say two things because I'm a professor and I talk too much. But the first thing is that when I ask students in writing their first day of class, what are your first impressions? They always write to the person how welcoming and helpful every person is that they've encountered. And this is a vastly different experience than they've had elsewhere sometimes. And the other thing I like personally, and I think it sort of permeates the campus here, is I love being present at the moment a person can reinvent themselves. I love being here. I sort of feel like a midwife for this experience of helping people become who they're becoming and being here right at the beginning. I have been an advisor to those people you see on our website and these people you see on our screen. And I like being there at the beginning and looking what happens after that. So that's been a really wonderful experience for me. And I think it shows everywhere.
I love that. And finally, Noah, I know I've already asked you the question, but I'm going to give you an opportunity to name something else that you love about being part of NHTI, because I'm sure you have a list.
Absolutely. And let me just list them off. I would say the accessibility, the affordability, the food's good, the campus is beautiful. There's I could go on, but it's a great place to be.
It truly is. And I will tell you too, as somebody whose wife, as you all know, worked for NHTI admissions many years, I was treated well. I mean, just when I would come in to say hello to her, everybody would just be so welcoming to me. And I wasn't even a student. It was just a great place. But the number one thing that I love about NHTI and just being there over the years, doing different events, is how you're always right there on the cutting edge of what's new. And if it doesn't exist, as you guys said, even with some of the clubs and some of the programs, you're always willing to listen to the students, to take advice, and then if it works, go for it and make it happen. And I think that really is what sets NHTI apart from the rest. The fact that you are willing to stay on the cutting edge. You're willing to stay out front as to what people want to learn and different organizations that people want to belong to. And I applaud you guys for that. I think that's a wonderful, wonderful thing.
Thank you.
You are welcome. All right. So Amber, we're going to give you the final word, wrap up our first Express admissions, first of many, I'm sure. Final word.
Well, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. And if you are at all interested in our Express Admission Days, please visit our website at nhti.edu/admissions/events. It's a little bit of a mouthful, but it's right there for you if you need it. And we are here to help you. So if you have any questions whatsoever about any of our programs, just contact us. We are the simplest people, easiest people to deal with. Everyone has a smile on their face, and we're here for you.
Yep, they really do love what they do. Melanie, Noah, Caitlin, Deneen, Corey, Christine, Amber, thank you guys very, very much. What a wonderful team you guys have at NHTI.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
See you all next time. Thanks for watching.
Bye.